Hello Yu-Gi-Oh players, I'm the RJB0 coming at you with what? A deck review? Holy crud! I know. Anyway, this weekend, to basically nobody's surprise, RoboRabbit took the YCS Barcelona title, which means three things. First, everybody's eyes are now on the RoboRabbit deck. Second, people basically have an idea of how RoboRabbit works by now. And third, as a result of the above two letters, that were definitely numbers, my desire to do a review on RoboRabbit has gone. On the other hand, I did still have a deck slot for a Rabbit deck on my DN account, which means that I, of course, as a hipster, had... God, did I just call myself a hipster? Anyway, I being the hipster that I apparently am, had to go on the internet and find some underground Rabbit decks that I could review for your viewing pleasure. And as a result, this week I tested RoboRabbit, which is a very interesting deck. It uses this guy, of course, that I can't find. Why do I even need to show you this? Anyway, it uses Rabbit to make use of X-Head Cannon and Mechanical Chaser, which I think is a claim to fame in and of itself. Anyway, it is really cool. Let's get down to the deck review. Of course, I'm going to start with what I liked about the deck. I, as a player, have this uncanny ability to draw the deadest hands known to mankind. I mean, I actually quit playing my agent deck just because of the sheer percentage of the time that I drew hands where basically the only usable monsters were two shine balls. Anyway, so that being said, when I tell you guys that this deck has a magical ability to make dead hands disappear, all my fellow bad luck Bryans out there should be like jumping up and down in their seats, to the degree that you can jump up and down in your seats, because this may just be the deck for you. Of course, it does that by way of this guy, the rest of the Machina engine, and of course, there are going to be people out there who are going to be like, well then, you think that it's good because of the Machina engine? Well, there's already a deck out there that uses the Machina engine. It's probably a lot better than that. Well, to all those pricks with the Geargia decks out there, I'd like to tell you that this deck is much faster than a Geargia deck. Why? Well, once again, because of this guy. Because of this guy, you can go for your little level 4 machines and then overlay for your Gigant Cross and get your Machina plays set up first turn, which, unless a Geargia deck goes at minus, it cannot do. Second, this deck has another little advantage over Geargia besides being a little faster. One interesting thing about X-Head Cannon and Mechanical Chaser is that they are, respectively, light and dark monsters, and you guys know what that means. These guys. Any deck that can run these guys has an advantage over a deck of the same type that cannot run these guys. And I really love the fact that I could use Chaos in this deck, because it added another element to the deck that, well, I mean, do I even have to explain why these two cards are good? But finally, other than just the Chaos deck, it does have one edge over the Geargia deck, which is that it can use one of my favorite cards in the game, and I'm so annoyed that I do not have a copy of it, Black Salvo. Because Mechanical Chaser is a dark monster, you can use Black Salvo, and it will be live almost no matter when you draw, because either you're going to have a Mechanical Chaser in your graveyard because of Rabbit, or you're going to have discarded it with Machina Fortress at some point. So this deck can not only do the whole Chaos thing, but it can also synchro for 7, like that. So, like, one of my favorite things, and I could get this play off almost every game, was going for 7, nuking the field with Black Rose, and summoning a Machina Fortress, which is a combo that is very difficult to get around. Now, I say all these great things about the deck, but there are still major issues with it. The first is, like I said, it isn't exactly the most consistent deck in the world. Being able to make bad hands into live hands doesn't necessarily make the deck consistent. You'll still get some pretty awkward hands every once in a while. The other biggest issue it has And those things can be worked out with things like Pot of Duality. But the biggest issue that I find that the deck has is kind of the same issues that Geargia as a deck has, which is that any deck that can simply overpower it will win. I discovered this because it seemed to auto-lose against Lightsworns because they had the ability to overpower the deck. This is also true with Chaos Dragon and Dark World, and though your side deck is going to help, there is still my MVP, my tech of the week, and that is, of course, Limiter Removal. Now, I'm surprised that I even have to call this a tech. I'm amazed by the number of machine decks that are out there right now that are topping without this card. This card is broken. It should be banned. It's ridiculous. It's badly written, but it's like honest on crack. So aside from its just simple ability to steal games when your opponent's like, yeah, I'll let your Machina Fortresses attack through because I can deal with 2,500 life points, and you're just like, enter damage step. Good game. It also has this lovely loophole by which if Machina Fortress is equipped with Machina Gear Frame and you activate this card, the Gear Frame is destroyed at the end of the turn and you are left with a 5,000 attack point Machina Fortress because this doesn't bring its attack back down. So this card is freaking amazing, and the RoboRabbit or Chaos Machine Machina deck, I like RoboRabbit. It's a great title for the deck. I definitely recommend the deck. It's a lot of fun. It's very fast. It has a very interesting playstyle, and it's another thing to do with Rabbit. Simple as that. Alright, so I've not been making a whole lot of videos in this last week. In fact, I've been kind of cranking out one a week. And I always say that I'm going to do more videos this week. I'm going to do more videos this week. But this week it was actually finals week, so I had a decent excuse. But I do have a couple of things waiting and in the running for videos that I can do this weekend. So look forward to those. And until then, pop colors. Thumbs up. Because those are definitely a thing, right? Yeah, pop colors.